And now a Mexico moment with Nate.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 4 of a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. I am Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey guys, happy Friday.
And this is our podcast of living in Mexico as foreigners. And right now we have Alexis's brother, one of her twin brothers, not your twin.
Not my twin.
Yeah.
I have two younger brothers that happen to be twins.
Yeah.
That's weird to say.
Whenever you say your twin brother, it sounds like you're saying it's a twin of you, but
Yes.
it's one of the twins that are your younger brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah, so her younger brother Eric is in town, so we'll be doing some stuff with him.
So excited.
So I'm sure we'll have some stories from that next week.
Yes,
next
lots
week's
of pictures,
episode.
lots of stories, lots of fun.
Yeah, but for this week, we'll cover the weekend and the past week. Alexis, I know you had an uncomfortable moment with a guy that he's a friend.
Yeah,
right?
he's an amigo.
So tell everyone how you know this guy.
So I pretty much walk Tiger every morning, pretty much take the same route. We walk the same little block around our neighborhood. And there's this guy that started standing outside of a brand new hotel, kind of like one of those little boutique hotels on the corner, like right before we're about to get home. So we see him on the corner, and he just looks like a nice, older Mexican man, very nice. And he always says hi to Tiger, and he would like pet him, and Tiger loves him, of course, because he's giving him love in the morning. And we just kind of created this relationship, just like friends, saying hi every day, and then mentioned, our Instagram because he wanted to see some more pictures of Tiger. So long story long, now he's messaging me on multiple platforms and I'm not sure what to do or how to handle it.
What's he messaging you?
Just, nice things, something that your like dad or grandpa might send you, like good morning. It's like those like GIFs or memes that are just like they move, they say,
I've
like,
seen
good
some of
morning,
the the animated GIFs that he sends you. They're things that you would have posted on your wall. Or what was it called in MySpace? Was it called your wall?
MySpace, maybe. Yeah, your page.
Yeah,
your
whatever.
page?
On your page, it's like when people would post those terrible animated GIFs.
Yeah, like the rose with glitter, like sparkles or something. It'll just be like, Buenos dias, amiga. Hope you have a wonderful day, or in the afternoon or evening. Now it's like religiously, like every day he's sending me these.
And how long has this been going on?
A couple weeks now.
A couple of weeks. I feel like it's been way longer than that.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Because he doesn't work on the corner anymore, correct?
Yes, he doesn't work there anymore, and he let me know that. And then I think once he started not seeing us every day, he started messaging more, and that's when that started.
Yeah,
so,
and it's not like it's not like creepy where
not creepy,
but it's just like a little much, right?
It's like borderline. I feel inappropriate. Like, he's an older man. He knows I'm married. He's met you. You've met
married,
him.
Right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think he's married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
But yeah, I know him. I've seen him on the corner and talked to him before.
You've met him a bunch of times.
Nice guy.
A few people from our building, talked to him too. He's a very nice guy, but it just kind of, I don't know, it creeps me out.
Yeah. I feel like creep is too strong a word anymore because it's like uncomfortable. Because he's not being creepy. He's not like he's looking in your windows or saying, "Hey, I want to suck your toes."
Ooh, wow, that is creepy.
So he's not doing that. But maybe it's something that we're not understanding. Like maybe it's some kind of cultural barrier or something because. We have another friend, it's actually a female who will send stuff like that or post stuff like that on her Facebook. And then also like some businesses that I've ordered food from during holidays, they'll send me these like terrible animated GIFs.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, I just mean like maybe we're misunderstanding the reasoning behind sending these like little weird messages in GIF form.
I get it. The Mexican
or GIF if you're a fucking weirdo.
Oh yeah, Jiffy. I heard the other day. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah, I know the guy that created it said that's how you say it, but that's not. It's not called.
Well, if he said it, then
it's not called a GIFic. It's a graphic.
Oh yes, that's right. Correct.
Yeah, but. So you told him, "Hey, stop messaging me."
I did. I took it upon myself to send. I sent him a nice message, and I was just like, hey, he knows I'm married. I just want to make sure he's not getting the wrong impression. Like, oh, she is messaging me back and responding, so maybe she's not happy with her husband, and she will come this way or something. I don't know. So I was just very nice and said, you are an amiga, me and Tiger, we're friends. But it's just a lot. It's a lot of messages, and I'm married.
And what do you say back to it? Because
yeah.
not you, but like, what do you say back to? So one of them. There's something about mi amor, right?
Yeah, it was like my love or something like that. I'm like, okay, and I know it's a passionate culture again. It's love, a loving culture, and that's kind of what he said back. He was like, I'm sorry, I apologize. Didn't mean to cause any issues with your marriage, which he did not. And I said that, but he kind of just was like, this is me, that I'm a very loving and like passionate person and friend. So I was like, okay, that's fine, but we kind of cleared it up. Like, this is a little uncomfortable for me. Like, please chill out. And he agreed. Today, what happens? Or the next day that after we talked, boom, same thing. Sending me pictures again, like, good morning, blah, blah, blah.
I wonder if he has like a list in his messaging thing, and where he just sends it to like a certain number of people.
Like
forgot to take you out of it.
Like texting.
Yeah, I forgot to take you out the mailing list.
What did I tell you?
Yeah. So that was your uncomfortable moment for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, this is kind of both of ours, but I'm a dumbass moment was, so we have these season passes to this. It's an eco park, or they call it like a natural eco park. Yeah. It's called Ishkaret. And we just started saying it like that because we were saying Eshkaret, but I think it's Ishkaret. It's a Mayan.
Ish.
It's a natural park. We've talked about this on the BS podcast, taking Jason and Brandon there. But it's just kind of, it's this where it's in a natural lagoon, but then they built it up around it, and they have like underground caves, and they have snorkeling and animal attractions, and they have shows and stuff. So it's kind of like a Disney in the jungle, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and it took Nikki there too.
Yeah. Nikki's been there.
So we love going there. But it is like, we always call it the Disney of Mexico. And this company owns a bunch of different parks. They have like a full-on snorkel park called Xel-Há that I've been going to since I was a kid.
We love all the parks.
They have some other ones like a zip line park. They have like an ATV park. So they have different things, but they're like a big company in this part of Mexico.
Yeah, very well known.
And so, just like Disney, it's kind of pricey to go.
Yeah.
Like going to a Disney park. I don't even know how much it costs now.
Oh God, I can't imagine.
Yeah, especially with kids. Yeah. But this one, I think Ishkaret is like $125 US for the day. But I mean, it's definitely worth it. If you come to this area, I would definitely say go. There's so much stuff to do, and if you have kids, there's stuff for them to do as well.
Oh yeah.
But so when we have people visit, they want to go, and we can't be forking out $125 a person every time.
Nope.
So they have this thing for locals or for residents. If you have residency or if you're a citizen, you can get this year pass, and it's a little bit more than one day. So it's kind of like when we lived in Orlando and they had the SeaWorld pass, and it's like you spend $5 more and you get the rest of the year for free.
Yeah.
So if you live there, makes sense.
Yeah. If you're going to go, more than a couple times, boom, you already got your money.
Yeah. So this one, I think it's like $140 for the year for us. And we get like 20% off at the restaurants, and we can get like 5 of our friends in for free, or for 10% off. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Free.
There's a bunch of different perks. So we got this last year. We've had it for a year.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. I think we went like 15 times. So if you go twice, you're getting your money's worth.
Yep.
I think we went like 15-ish times last year.
Taking a lot of friends, family, like you said. Went for my birthday last year.
Yeah, and it's just an easy, now free thing for us to do since we already paid the thing. So they have this other deal, which is part of it, is if you renew your card before your year pass expires, you get 25% off that.
Woohoo!
So instead of $140, then we'd pay 25% less than
That's
that. So
a lot.
Yeah,
That's a big percentage.
It's a good amount. It's like I'm not even gonna do the math right now. But, in pesos, it ends up being like $40.
Yeah.
So I looked at the card, I think a couple months ago, and I said, "Oh shit, we gotta renew our card soon," and we were just talking about it because your brother was coming to visit and we wanted to take him. I'm like, we better go renew our cards before, the expiration date. And we look at it and it says 4/2/2023. And we're like, shit, this was, this past weekend. So I think it was like the 30th or the 31st. We were like, okay, we need to go. So
get there a couple days
Friday
early.
or what it was. Yeah, I believe it was a Friday. So we're like, we better go get this so we can get this discount. Cause $40 each, $80 we're saving.
That's a lot, yeah.
We take the bus there. We get off. We walk down the path, go up to the counter, and say, hey, we give them our cards and say, hey, we'd like to renew our cards.
let me say, they have wonderful customer service as well, which there's not the best customer service in Mexico, but, in the
Sometimes.
States either. I know sometimes.
At resorts and, all the big name things, sometimes at the little mom and pop things, you might get kind of passed
it's
by.
a little different, but they're the best there. They're always so helpful, and they are very patient. They always help us.
Yeah. And so he looks at our cards and he's typing them in, he scans them and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, your cards are expired." And I said, "Well, no, they expire in like 2-3 days or 2 days."
We're like, a couple of days, calm down.
We want to renew them. And he's like, "Oh, okay, like you'll renew them."
I'm like, okay.
And so he's going through it, and he tells us 100 140 per person. And we're like, "What do you mean? Don't we get the discount?" And he said, "Well, yeah, but you would need to do it before your card expires." I said, "Well, it doesn't expire for 2 days,
We're early.
April 2nd, 4/2/2023. Then I look at Alexis and I go, fucking idiot. Amateur mistake. I forgot that they do the dates different. Like literally everywhere else in the world, except for the United States, does the day first and then the month.
Yeah.
So it actually expired on February 4th, 2023. And I was actually doing the Super Bowl at the time. I was out in Phoenix, so I couldn't have renewed it then anyway. But we were just more mad at ourselves that number one, we missed it. And number two, that we made that mistake because we know
better.
We know how the dates work here.
Yeah.
I think it was just because we don't have really any other cards other than, I guess, our residency ID.
Yeah.
But all of our credit cards and stuff, it'll say, 4/23 or something.
It's
so
month, day,
year.
Yeah.
So usually we're just used to looking at a card and doing it the other way around. But really, like when you think about it, it does make more sense to do the day first because the day changes the most often, obviously, because it's a different day every day.
Exactly.
And then the month only changes once every 30 some days, and the year doesn't change for 12 months. Yes. So you think, it does make more sense to have that first. But, in our dumbass American brain didn't even
it
just
got both of us, too.
Like,
that's what makes me
like
mad.
Such a fucking idiot.
Usually one of us catches, something, but we both looked at each other like, damn it. Yeah. We're in line, like, we know what we did. And we were really nice to the guy, like, please, we're stupid. He didn't care. He was like, no, you're not getting it now.
So that was extremely frustrating.
You know what I blame it on? When we originally got the card, we have a shared calendar, a Google shared calendar. Mm-hmm. We put it in there like, let's make sure we set it out. We don't miss this because that's a big percentage to lose, 25%. Put it in the calendar wrong. So when it popped up, we didn't even think twice. We're like, this is a reminder in our calendar. It's fine. It's April. So I blame that too.
Yeah.
Newbies.
Yeah. So rookie mistake, but it won't happen again. But it's still worth the money. I mean,
still worth it
to be able to go all year for free and just it has a really nice beach and things like that. So
the show, the spectacular at the end. Oh, love it.
And we always just sneak in our own beers and snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Just make sandwiches.
Hopefully
the big wigs aren't listening to this podcast.
Delete it.
All right. And then the following day, I actually went to their sister park or the other park that they own, Shelha. That's basically snorkeling, zip lining, cliff diving. That one's great though because it's all you can drink, all you can eat, just buffets, open bar. And so I was going with some of our local Mexican friends, and it actually ended up being like a big group. And you ended up staying to do some work. And then ended up taking Tiger to the beach.
Yeah, we did a beach day.
And did it with some of the neighbors. But I went with our friend Marlos, who's she's actually been on the BS podcast before. She's from Holland and has been here for like 14 years. But her boyfriend is Mexican, and then all of their other friends are Mexican. It's awesome to be with all locals because they can help communicate very easily and kind of talk our way into things if we need to or get us better deals and stuff. But it also sucks because I am not fluent yet and I'm sitting in a van with like 12 other Mexicans just speaking Spanish, and I'm picking up like some of like what they're talking about, but I can't join in. So like I'm just the guy that's sitting there just laughing when there's jokes because like I get them, but I can't like respond. And
we're doing our basic Spanish with them, which is fine. They're our friends,
Yeah, it's great, but it's nice to be able to hang out with them and try to be immersed in it.
Yeah.
But it also reminded me why you and I decided years ago to not travel in big groups anymore.
Why?
When we do trips or, whatever, just because it takes so fucking long.
So long.
Yeah. So, and it was the same thing that we always complain about when we go with like a big group of friends.
Yeah.
Same deal. We got done eating and we went to go get our snorkel stuff. And then one guy's missing and he was taking a nap in the hammock. So somebody had to go find him. And while they were gone, another person went to the bathroom. And then when that person got back and then the guy that was in the hammock got back, then someone else went to the bathroom, and it took like an hour just after eating to go fucking snorkeling.
And by then you're like, forget it. I'm just going back to the bar.
So if any of you are listening that like to travel, especially with a group of friends, 4 is the max.
Yeah.
Two couples, I feel like that is the most easily travelable group. Is just 4 people.
Yeah, family gets messy. Single girls.
Yeah,
single
family
guys,
you kind of have to do
messy.
it. If you got more people in the family, but don't expect to be doing a lot. That's why people are always asking, oh, how do you guys do so much stuff when you're on a trip? Because we plan it and it's just you and I.
Yeah, and we move.
So we know, okay, we're doing this, and then you can make decisions a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like if you say, hey, I'm hungry, let's go grab some food real quick before we go do this tour or whatever, we can make that decision very easily. If you got 6, 7, 8 people,
no.
Good luck picking a place to eat in the next 15 minutes to grab something before you go on a tour.
It's hard enough with just us two.
Yeah. Tell me about it. So that's basically the weekend recap.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like I said, we'll have some more stories with your brother for next episode.
Saving him up.
But let's get to some listener questions.
Awesome.
So the first one is, you guys eat out pretty much all the time and it doesn't show one bit. Can you talk about what you eat the most and why it's different than what you get dining out here in the U.S.? And that is from Vanessa. Great question.
Thank you, Vanessa. You are so sweet. Just made our day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is we work out. We work out like every day.
We work out every day. We're pretty serious during the week.
And I think we talked what we eat like kind of day to day in another episode. We don't eat a lot of fast food. You don't have a car, so we're not going through drive-thrus or anything.
We don't eat a lot of junk, like snacky stuff. We don't keep it in the house, so
we don't eat we have like crackers and peanuts and stuff like that. But as we've talked about before, a lot of the food in the U.S. has things in it that it's illegal here. They cannot use in Mexico and a lot of other countries.
The rest of the world,
So we've just noticed, and before we even moved here, when we would just come down on vacation and we would stay at an all-inclusive and there's buffets, usually at the U.S., if we go to buffet, I'm down for the count after that.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a couple Tums. I'm going to need a nap and probably an extra roll of toilet paper.
Oh, God. TMI.
But here, when we would go to like the buffets at the resorts, we could go to a buffet for breakfast, eat plates full of food, and then go to the pool and drink all day and feel fine.
Everything's so
just
fresh.
All the fruit's very fresh.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of preservatives and things. And so I think part of it is they just have better ingredients here. And then the other part of it is we do work out, but also we don't have any vehicle or any transportation. So we walk everywhere. And I believe I've mentioned before, we walked like 40 miles a week sometimes, just depending on what we're doing, going to the grocery store, going to Walmart, going to, meet somebody or whatever. We're always exercising, walking, and then sweating also. Like you sweat out a lot of the stuff because it's hot as fuck.
A lot of time we actually choose to walk also, 'cause if we are going to a pool party or something like that or whatever, the beach, we want to walk there because probably gonna be eating and drinking, get your little steps in.
So I don't know, what's your favorite thing to eat, Lex?
Tacos, hands down. Give me the tacos. What kind? I don't know. Every day is different. I might want chicken tacos one day, fish pescado tacos, another day. We're definitely Spanglish on this podcast, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you?
I'm probably tacos
too.
I mean, chicken. Like chicken's the big thing. Oh, and al pastor is really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I love seafood, even though you're allergic to some of it. But shrimp tacos is my favorite.
Oh yeah, you love the shrimp tacos.
All right, next question. What has been the most memorable moment you guys have had in Mexico? And that's from Becky S.
Ooh, that's a good question, Becky.
Yeah. What about you, Lex?
I just think anytime I think about us moving to Mexico, I think about that. I think it was a TikTok you made or a reel, Instagram reel, and it shows us like at the airport, and then we jump and it shows you, the next scene shows you on like the pier in Mexico. And that's just, I just think back how exhausted we were, like packing and moving and the stress and saying bye to all of our friends and everything like that, that when we got here, it was such a relief and such a great feeling.
It was like it was exciting.
Yeah.
And there's this smell in the Cancun airport. I can't describe it, but it's like if you could smell humidity and then happiness at the same time, that's like what it just reminds me of vacationing and stuff. So that's definitely good. Yeah. In the first week or month that we were here, it was like vacation mode. So.
Yeah, it was, that was the most I mean, of course we've done amazing things and seen a lot of things and gone places, but just actually like moving here and finishing what we started in Atlanta was such a momentous occasion.
Yeah. I think my most memorable moment might have been my birthday last year when we went to Mexico. When we went to Mexico City.
Oh.
And we did the hot air balloon over Teotihuacan.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So there's
highly recommended.
And if you haven't seen it, it's on our Instagram. One of the pyramids, very famous as Teotihuacan. It's just like northeast, I believe, of Mexico City. And we got up super early. Took a van. I mean, it was dark out when we got up. Took a van with some strangers,
Cold.
like an hour and a half, northeast. And they had like a little tiny breakfast for us.
Yeah.
Then we got in this hot air balloon and went over the pyramid. It was just the most amazing experience. Not only just our balloon, but there was like maybe 40, 50 other balloons just surrounding. It was just gorgeous.
We were literally in the clouds.
Yeah. And then that was the other thing is I didn't realize we went like above the fucking clouds.
Yeah.
When I did the hot air balloon ride over the Nile in Luxor in Egypt, there was no clouds, so that wasn't really a thing. But when we got up above the clouds near Mexico City, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Our guys we're going in the clouds.
And then when we came down, and then all the guys that were working there, they looked so happy, like the job they were doing. They just loved it, catching our balloons. And then the hot air balloon pilot, I guess you call them, because they're actually certified like pilots, I believe.
Yeah.
Had a bottle of champagne, cracked it open. He's pouring us all glasses. We're drinking champagne. Woo. Then they shuttle us back to the area where we started, and they had a mariachi band and a Mexican breakfast buffet.
Did not expect
and shots of tequila. And it's like fucking 8 a.m. by this point.
Party.
Yeah. So that was probably one of the most memorable moments I had.
Yours was better. That was. And I'm scared of heights, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the whole experience.
I'm glad you did.
It was gorgeous.
Definitely recommend it.
Yes. And it wasn't very expensive. I would think something like that would be like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, it was. It was a good deal for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and the last one, Lex, you want to read it?
Sure. How pet friendly are a lot of the places you go there? It looks like you take your dog a lot of the places, and that is Jordan B. It is.
It's extremely pet friendly.
Yes.
Mexico in general is because tons of people have dogs. It's a weird situation though, because most restaurants, unless it's like completely enclosed, which not a lot of restaurants are, they're kind of patio or open air or whatever, because it's so hot here.
Yeah.
Most of those places are totally cool with dogs. Very few ban dogs. Like pool decks, like apartment pool decks, we're not allowed to take Tiger up to our pool anymore because somebody's dog was acting up, and now we're all suffering for it. But other than that, we can take him to the brunch, the hotel rooftop pool. So we take him there. The only thing though is dogs are illegal on the beach in our state in Mexico, which is very frustrating because there's not a lot of like green pastures to take your dog to like run around
there's no
in.
Puppy parks, and they're not close.
Yeah, or if they are, they're very small. So there's not a ton of grass around, at least where we are. So you want to take them to the beach.
Yeah.
And that is not legal. And they try to say it's like a health concern, like, oh, like people let their dog poop on the beach and nobody picks it up, and then the bacteria in the fecal matter, which I'm sure is a thing, but very few people do that.
Yeah.
And let's just have it be like anything else. If you leave glass bottles on the beach or something, it's not like illegal. It's to have glass bottles on the beach, but if you leave them there, you're going to get fined.
Yeah.
So just like anything else, just hold people accountable for, what they do basically.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating.
What frustrates me is, there should be like a section of the beach where dogs are allowed, because usually it's smaller dogs. You see some bigger dogs there running around, but the bigger dogs are usually very well trained and they're off the leash. I'm shocked that with all the stray dogs, how can you keep track of my dog versus stray dog pooping in the sand. I'm going to pick it up. Everybody's a very responsible dog owner around here. Everyone has a dog or a cat, so people get it. My thing is, you don't allow dogs on the beach, but you can bring glass, you can bring plastics, you can bring all sorts of stuff like that. I know you're not supposed to, but people do, and you see it like very often, and I don't know, just seems weird.
Yeah. Oh, totally. That's what I always think. It's silly. It was like, people are, oh, there's shit and there's bacteria and this and that. I was like, where do you think fish poop? Fish poop in the fucking ocean. And you go swimming in there.
I'd like to see what they say.
yeah, probably not the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, we can take Tiger everywhere. We take him to our breweries that we go to, and I don't even want to say like dogs aren't allowed in the fancier places, so that's how you can judge it by or gauge it. But he's been to fancier places too, so it's very pet friendly. Yeah,
extremely pet friendly. The only other thing I can think of where they are banned is on the bus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard for us since we don't have a vehicle. So if we want to take Tiger somewhere and go on a trip, we have to rent a car, which is fine, but the bus is just far cheaper. So it would be nice. You can bring them on, but you have to put them in like where the suitcases go under the bus.
Over my dead body.
Oh, fuck no. I'm not doing that.
I'll go down there with Tiger.
Yeah. So very pet friendly. That's one of the reasons why we enjoy it here and why Tiger enjoys retiring in Mexico.
And everyone loves Tiger. And I will say some places that kind of, frown upon dogs coming, they meet Tiger and they're like, oh, he's welcome. He's welcome here anytime. They're always very welcoming to him.
Yeah. Poog.
Poog. Yeah. It's a poog.
That's what pug is in Spanish, or that's just the name that they have for him in Mexico. At least they call them poogs.
Poog. It's like Poog.
And we've said that. What did you say to that one vet? And she was like, what kind of dog is it? And you're like, a pug. And she looked at you confused.
I was like, Poog? And she goes, oh, okay.
Like, they're not that far off. Yeah. Do I want you checking out my dog when you don't know the difference between a Poog and a pug?
Exactly.
It's not a stretch.
And she was like, well, how do you say it in the U.S.? I was like, pug. Again, it was so weird.
It's like her going, correcto? And you mean like, what?
Yeah.
Correct? Oh, correct? Oh, sorry. That was so much different than what you said.
It's so close. There's a lot of words like that in Spanish
for sure.
that are very close.
Speaking of, let's get to the Mexican slang of the day.
Ooh, exciting.
The Mexican slang of the day is brought to you by Inspect All Pest Services. Inspect All Pest Services provides high-quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. But that's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding area. And don't forget to mention the BS, and you'll get 10% off. You can reach Inspect All at 770-483-2420. That's 770-483-2420. All right, Lex, you ready for the Mexican slang of the day?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
The slang is, or the phrase, I guess, is "que onda."
Oh, okay, ¿qué onda?
Yeah, you probably know this one.
We know that.
And a lot of you have probably heard "que pasa," which just means like what's happening, what's going on. And that is, I don't know if that has a specific region or if that's just Spanish in general, but we've kind of been told that "que onda" is a way to say like "what's up" instead of in Mexico. Yeah. So it's like a Mexican slang of saying like what's up.
Yeah.
And it actually translates to, I think onda means vibe.
Yeah.
So it's like saying like what vibe or whatever, even though it translates to like what's up. Yeah. And so if you say que onda to somebody, first of all, they're gonna be like, oh, what's up? This guy kind of knows what's going on.
Get it.
And they'll usually say onda back to you. And like que pasa is what's happening. So you could say like, que onda, ¿cómo estás? So you're just saying, hey, what's up? How are you? So that's a cool like local kind of what's going on, rather than being like hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah.
Sounding like a super American, so you can say que onda.
I feel like I hear guys use it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like bro to bro.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those like what's up, what's happening, what's going on, different
so many
phrases. So I'm sure we'll cover some more of those later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all right, well that's it for this week. Lex, you got anything?
Yeah. I want to say happy birthday to my brothers again, Alex and Eric. Happy birthday. Love you guys. 29. Last year they're 20s.
Ooh. It's all downhill from here. Just kidding. Actually, the 30s were like the best years of my life.
Yeah, I loved our 30s.
Yeah, because you actually know what you want to do. You got some money to do the things you want to do. And you've kind of weeded out all the crazy party animals from your early 20s.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
Get off my lawn. It's old man Kevin, and the BS is done for right now.
Please share, like, and support podcastthebs.com.
Now, get out of here.